Hi, today I am looking at the Hamster trading robot, which is a scalping robot which I have looked at in previous videos. It has had an update to version 13, which now includes a grid function, which makes it more interesting. And as you can see from the title here, in our backtest we have managed to get it to return 14,000% just for the year of 2020, which is pretty amazing. I'm sure you agree. In this video we will review the Hamster scalping robot. We'll look at the back test and we'll show you how to get the optimization or set files so you can use it for yourself. The version that I am looking at is for Metatrader 4, but there is one for Metatrader 5 which you could possibly use, but all the set files and all the backtest and configuration, I have been looking at the Metatrader 4 system. And as I mentioned, this is a grid system, plus the original Hamster scalping robot was always a Martingale system, so this is a Martingale and grid system in combination. In order to get the best results for this trading robot, and in particular the Hamster scalping robot, and this is also recommended by the author, you need to use a broker with good execution and a very low spread, and also a very fast VPS is required. If you need a recommendation for a broker and VPS which satisfies the criteria, I've provided my recommendations, which is the exact broker and VPS provider that I use, in the description box below the video. And the back test. So we started with a 1K account from January 2020, and by the start of October, that 1K account has already reached 14,000, which is remarkable. And now looking at the strategy tester extract. So this is the back test from the strategy tester in Metatrader. You can see it's euro dollar, 15 minutes, which we've started on the 2nd of January 2020. We're running this all the way through to the 2nd of October. So a good 9 months of trading here. Note the modeling quality is 99.9%, which is higher than the standard quality that you get. This is because I've got something called Tick Data Suite, which gives a much more accurate representation of the results that you get, assuming you're using a suitable broker and VPS provider. You see the initial deposit is $1,000 and a total net profit is $14,000. So in fact you end up with $15,000 at the end of this if you started in January. The other thing that's interesting is the profit factor, so 2.29, which is pretty good. And obviously the equity curve shows a nice linear path upwards. Now the only thing I think, if you look at the graph, so the bottom line is with the numbers going from 0 to 851 are the number of trades. If you look around at 600 mark, you can see there was some drawdown there. So if you were unlucky enough to just start this trading just before that dip, obviously that would have been a loss. And you can see at the just past 800 mark, there was quite a large drawdown actually, and the account looked like it went from 11,500 to 7,500, which is a $4,000 drawdown. And obviously, if you had just started trading at this point, you would be down $4,000. So it's important to study the chart. Just be aware of the risks. Obviously, looking at this, if you did start in January, you would have had a great result despite the drawdowns. But if you started later on and you caught the big drawdowns just as you started, then that would have been disastrous. But ultimately, it's up to you. You may look at this and say, well, if you put in $1,000 with the potential to make 14 times back, then you may be someone who says, yes, let's give this a go. And in the next section, what I want to do is run through the visual backtest, and that will show you how the system trades if it were trading live. And I find this very interesting to watch because it shows you how the trading robot is trading, how it's opening trades, is it trading stops, there may be other information on the screen. So we're just going to run through this for a few trades. I won't do it for the whole of the period because that'll just take too long. But what we'll do is we'll run it for a few trades and I'll provide some commentary. Okay, so this is the visual backtest. I made a video of this earlier, so we will scroll through this to note that this is Hamster 13. It is running on the 15-minute time frame. We're starting on the 1st of January 2020, and we're finishing on the 3rd of the 10th. And as I mentioned before, we're just going to run through a few trades just to see how this system trades. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run through it, and when we see something interesting, I may pause the video. Yeah, let's see how it goes. So I'm just going to click on play here and start it running. Right, here we go. So this is a like I mentioned, it's a Martingale and grid trading system. And Martingale basically means that every time the trade is going against you, it opens a newer trade at a larger size. So you can see here, so you can see the trades. So you got a buy trade there, and you got a buy trade there. You can see they're getting larger, and this is why this is called a grid. Is see these lines here? They are equidistance. So every time the market goes against you, there's another one, it will open a new trade, and these are all equidistance, which is why it's called a grid. And what you'll notice is that these trades get bigger and bigger, and you see there's a blue line here, so that's the break even. So that's the take profit line, which it just hit, which means all those trades were now closed. You can see them, they're all here, they're concentrated here. So all those ones which were buying as it was going down, when the market retraced, it closed. Now actually, I'm going to pause this here. So what's interesting here is it has now a series of buy and sell trades. So you can see here there's a blue line at the top here, and there is a blue line at the bottom here. This one at the bottom here is the take profit if the market goes down for all the sell trades, and this is the take profit if the market goes up for all the buy trades. So let's see what happens here. So this is almost trading buys and sells independently of each other. So the grids are always going to overlap. The buy trades and the sell trade grids are working independently of each other. So let's see what happens. So you can see this. These dotted lines are the open trades, and there you are. So that it's shot up here. So that's the buy trades which have been closed. Now you've only got sell trades. So I've got a sell here, a sell here, and a sell here. 3 lines. And this blue line, if it goes down here, then that is the break-even target that it needs to reach. And now you can see we've got a target for the buys, which was just hit. So we've only got the sell trades left. So we want it to go down, but if it starts to go up and it reaches another equidistant line, it will open up another sell. So as you see again, we've got buy and sell. So now it's looking to, if it hits this blue line here, that's the sell trades. There you are. See. So I'm just pause it there. You see each of these. So here you are. It's sold here. It's sold here. It's sold here. If you measure the distance between here and here and here and here, it's the same because it's a grid. And what has happened is when it reached a certain point, it made profit, and it all ends here. So all those sell trades are now closed, and what we have left is now 2 buy trades. So that one there and that one there, and it needs to reach this line to hit its target. The graph of the profits is always late. As you see, we are on trade 17 and 18. It's only updated to 5. So I'm just going to press play. This will catch up, and you can see what the equity curve looks like. It will catch up. I think because when you're doing this trading, this is taking up all the processing power, and when it gets a chance, this will catch up, and you'll see what that looks like. So it's going down. Another buy trade. Here we are. So you can see here. So see the green line means open trades, the value of how the account is with open trades, and the blue line signifies the account with closed trades. So I don't know if you've got enough, but essentially the grid system, a grid means obviously open trades as it's going against you, and the Martingale feature will open or close trades gradually larger and larger as it's going against you. So these are both money management techniques. They are both very aggressive money management techniques, and it relies on the markets going up and down. If the markets are moving solely one way and you're on the wrong side of the market, at some point your account could blow. And I found that this the hamster generally works best on the euro dollar pair, simply because of the movements. I think the movements generally have enough up and down movements to make this more profitable than other pairs. Now the set file that and the optimization file which I've created is for euro dollar only. I don't recommend obviously trying it on anything else because it hasn't been each forex pair has its own personality, and it will probably blow your account. So use at your peril, as they say. So yeah, I'm not gonna continue, but you get the gist of it. If you have any questions, please just drop them in the comment box below the video. Okay, cheers. So I hope from the visual backtest it's clear what a martingale and grid system is and how it trades. Please study it and be aware of the risks before trading. So install and config. So this is available from the MQL marketplace. You can see the link to the product. If you go to a web browser, you can also go to the marketplace in Metatrader. If you look at the terminal box in Metatrader, then go to market and search for it. You should see the same icon as the one on the screen. And then to get the configuration file or the set file from the process of the optimization, you can see the link on the screen, and there'll also be a link in the description box below. And please don't forget to run your own backtest, especially if you're using a different broker. And finally, thank you for watching. If you have any comments or queries or questions, please drop them in the comments below.